I've got a situation, people. I'll tell you about it in a minute.
Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I have April monthly favorites, so let's get right into them. This oversized tee is so good. It is about $50 full price. I got it at Madewell. Now, this is very specifically an oversized tee. So I actually purchased it in a size extra small because I still wanted it to have some structure on my body. If I got it in my true to size, like small or medium, it would have been ginormous. So I like to call this my like husband t-shirt. It's better than a boyfriend tee. And so even in an extra small, you can see it has a lot of length on it, and it is like this rich, beautiful kind of thick cotton tee, super structured. It has a pretty high crew neck, but it does not get up here and choke you in any way. It also has a little bit of an exaggerated longer sleeve, so it is gonna like pull down just a little bit more here, which I love. And it has a nice seam down the back, so for a little bit of added detail and structure on it. So that's why I really justified the over $50 price point. But again, you can purchase them on sale. A lot of times Madewell does have sales. They do offer this in other color options. I think they had a black one and a gray one. I'm really considering purchasing them because these are definitely going to be staple pieces in my personal closet. So if you are a hardcore t-shirt wearer and you don't like kind of off-cut or really thin t-shirts, you really want to look into these Madewell oversized tees. They're just that good. You're probably getting sick of me talking about these like $8 tank tops from Target, but I'm telling you, they are true favorites now. So we did go on a short trip earlier in April, and I packed both of these. I love that because these are so packable. They are really stretchy. They're like a rib knit material, and they don't wrinkle super easily. Now they will wrinkle a little bit, but because they're more fitted, even if they are wrinkled, they sort of stretch out a little bit and it kind of pulls the wrinkles out. Love these tank tops. I wore one or both of these every single day of our trip in some capacity. I would throw it on with just maybe some shorts, and I would go down to get breakfast, or I would put it on with some linen pants and go out for the evening, put a jacket over it when needed, and I could also put this underneath just about anything I wore if it was going to be like a cooler evening and I needed an extra layer. These are just too good. And I mean, like $8 price point, like you can't go wrong with that. And they are on the longer side. So for me, that's actually not a great thing because I have a really short torso. I would prefer these to be just a little shorter, but for the average body type, they are perfect. These Time and True sandals are gems. Now they are just under $15 full price, but locally for me, a lot of them were on clearance for $11, especially in the black color. So I'll talk about those in a second, but I just wanted to let you know that I've been to so many stores and malls. I do what I like to call product research, and I'm talking really high-end stores. I love to go into them and get a feel for the very expensive items because then I know what a true look for less is and if the higher end ones are really worth the money or not. And I am here to say that hands down, all of the higher end versions of these types of sandals that have like metal on them or plastic that looks like metal really didn't feel worth it to me. Yes, they were high quality, they had great leather on them and whatnot, but they didn't feel comfortable at all. This was rock hard, and the metal was often so heavy that the things flopped over and felt like they would get hot on your foot, and they just weren't worth the money. So even the Target ones, Target had something similar too, and I was not a fan. So when I tried these on, I was really skeptical, but I fell in love. I've literally been wearing them pretty much every day since I got them. They're so comfortable. None of this hurts your foot at all. This is so lightweight that it holds itself up, memory foam, that I actually went and found the black ones on clearance for $11. And I'm just gonna toot my own horn here. I think I should be an Instacart shopper because I had put them in like the pickup cart, and they ended up taking it out of my cart after I made the purchase, saying that they were out of stock. Well, I was not having any of it, so when I went to do my order pickup, I actually ended up parking and going in store myself and looking, and sure enough, I dug through all of the racks of any black sandals that they had in this Walmart, and I found these. I paid $11 for these, and they were my size. So it really does pay to go into your local store and really do some digging sometimes. So I know these have been running low in stock online, but if you can find them and you're interested in this kind of a trend, again, you know, I also don't want to spend a ton of money on something that's more trendy. $11, definitely worth it. I will be living in these and the nude colored ones all summer long. Moving into beauty, I'm not going to harp on these because I talked about them nonstop before already, and they were a favorite last month. These GLamnetic nails are definitely, if they weren't a favorite already, which they were, they are definitely a favorite forever now. I actually purchased a set and put them on before a concert, outdoor concert. And then once I got everything down with the thumbnails, I had to re-glue the thumbnails back on after about 24 hours. These suckers lasted me 2 weeks exactly, and I put them through the ringer. They were in swimming pools, they were in hot tubs, they were traveling. I wasn't babying them and wearing gloves when I was doing dishes after several days because I thought, I'm gonna put these things to the test. And oh my gosh, they literally lasted and looked just like regular, like acrylic or gel nails growing out. And I had to take them off after 2 weeks because one of them finally got loose enough that it wanted to pop off. So I took the rest off after 2 weeks. This is the best $15 I've spent on nails in such a long time. And not to mention, like I said, if you have points or any kind of rewards, you can purchase these at, I believe, Sephora, Ulta, and then on the GLamnetic website, which they run deals as well too. So if you're interested in good nails, but you don't, really want to go to the salon, you don't want to spend $70, really give these a shot. And then you might want to go back and watch some of my other videos, my shorts on these, because definitely less is more. I figured out when you are putting these on, I thought that more glue and holding lots of pressure was the way to go. It's really not so far in my experience. You obviously want enough glue and you want to hold them down, but really it's not that big of a deal to put these on. And I felt like the less that I babied them, the better they lasted. So these are incredible. I'm just going to always be talking about GLamnetic nails from now on. All right, quick update onto why I don't have my GLamnetic nails on and why I have this giant band-aid on my finger. So a couple nights ago, I was going to make dinner and my favorite knife that I was going to use was in the sink. So I grabbed a lot of soap, started to scrub the brush, and I guess that I had gotten soap on my hand as well. And when I went to scrub the brush, it was like in slow motion. I could see it happen. I'm not going to get too TMI for people who get a little queasy, but let's just say I've gotten my knives sharpened recently and they are working well. So I ended up not making dinner that night, and I ended up in urgent care. And I have about, I think, 4 or 5 stitches on my finger here. So I'm grateful that I still have most, function of my hand, obviously. However, because of where I created the injury, I can't bend my finger or put too much pressure on anything, because by nature, when you do something with your other fingers, then the other ones want to follow suit. And so it's just not good. So I have to be really, really careful. I also cannot get it wet. And so even though I just have what looks like maybe a small cut on my hand, I can't really use this hand for a whole lot of things. And it's going to be that way for about a week. So anyway, that's my story for the week. All right, so I actually have 2 kind of skincare makeup type of things. So I wanted to talk to you about Purlisse first. Now, I kind of hate to talk about these things when they're harder to get. I actually purchased this as a double pack from Costco. I believe it was like last summer, but the expiration date was really far out, so I was okay with doing that. Now, the reason why I'm putting this in a monthly favorite right now is because this stuff, I've tested it twice during traveling. So I wore this stuff, I believe, on a Hawaii trip, and then I wore it more recently into another trip that was like really hot, arid kind of weather. And this is really what I pack, especially if I'm going to be on an airplane, because it's only 1.4 ounces, so it fits in just about anything. It's very lightweight, and this doubles as like the thickest, most kind of like hydrating, really long lasting sunscreen that I have ever used, especially in climates like that, where you're going to be out at like a pool or at the beach all day long. Now, I can't speak for everyone, but for me personally, when I slather this stuff on, it acts as a sunscreen, a moisturizer, and as like a little bit of a like foundation concealer type of thing. So it's literally the only product I put on, and then I kind of maybe add a little bit of cream blush or whatever. I have been able to put full makeup over it too, and it lasts, but because of the thickness of it and because of how much sunscreen's in it, I don't usually use it as like, you know, just makeup. I have it for a specific reason. Anyway, it's probably about $36 for this 1.4 ounce container, and it just works really well. The only thing I can kind of compare it to, if you've never tried Purlisse, is like the Herborian kind of CC creams, where they're really just thick and emollient. They don't have a great shade range. I think this one only comes in 3, and it's like light, fair, and medium. I'm pretty sure I have either the middle or the darkest shade. So you'll have to look on their actual website to see what else you can get in this. And this is the Youth Glow. So again, $36, I believe, full price if you were to buy it. I believe you can get the Purlisse stuff through Amazon, but just if you do, I struggle with Amazon purchases, but just make sure you're getting it from the Purlisse company, or, you know, you can purchase it wherever, like, you know, it's a legit, it's kind of like a Korean based brand. But it's just so rich, creamy, thick, and I just love it for, like I said, for travel and beach days, because I can put it on my skin. It smooths everything out. I even put it really good under and over my eyes, so it kind of cancels everything out, and it just holds up so well. I have never gotten my face sunburned when I've used this stuff. So, all right, I have to look at the actual name of this one because it's such a long name. This is the Alastin Skincare Hydra Tint Pro Mineral Sunscreen, and it's 3.2 ounces. I have used this for probably about, I'd say at least 6 to 8 months now. I purchased it the last time that I had my dermatologist appointment, and it is like still over half full. Now, I don't wear it every single day, but I've been wearing this more often than not. And because it's the 3.2 ounces, it's a little bigger and bulkier. I don't travel with it, so that has helped me to kind of last a little longer with it as well. Now, I'm going to tell you the price. It's basically about $90, but hear me out. This is 3.2 ounces. So if you were to purchase this, which is 1.4 ounces, this is about $36, $39. So when you start looking ounce for ounce, you're basically paying just under $30 per ounce, which if you looked at most of the stuff that you're finding like this, and especially in this quality at Ulta or Sephora, it really is comparable, if not a better deal, actually. So I know it hurts thinking about it at first, but if you buy the legit Alastin from like your dermatologist or the Alastin website, it's going to last you forever. It is really well packaged. It comes in a pump, a really nice pump. Mine's a little bit messy, sorry. And this is why I also love it. This also acts as a skincare agent. It has lots of great skincare kind of things in it. It's beautiful on your skin. And for me personally, in this tint, it actually acts as like a BB or CC cream, almost leaning into like a really light coverage makeup foundation. So this actually operates as all of those things for me on the day-to-day. So to me, that's actually saving even more money on the regular, and it's saving me time and steps, not to mention because it's SPF 36 and it's water resistant to 40 minutes. This stuff is really good as well, especially if you're out and about or if you're going for walks, going swimming, all that good stuff throughout your day-to-day. So I absolutely love this. I will definitely be repurchasing this. This is kind of going to be the only skincare product like this that I purchase from now on, unless like maybe my dermatologist tells me there's something better. But she really sold me on this, and it's so worth it. And every day, basically on my average days, I'm not wearing anything much more than this on my face. So I just love it. I hate to say, oh, the $90 product's amazing, but it is. One more really random product I wanted to talk about are these crocodile clips. Now, I currently have the hot pink ones. I think I bought like a 4-pack maybe on Amazon or something along those lines quite a while back. And I love these because you can really use them like, you know, when you're getting ready in the morning, or even if you have a lot of hair especially, but I don't, but it still works. Like as if you're getting ready in the mornings and stuff like that, you can use them just to pull your hair back. Oftentimes I use these crocodile clips for, sorry, I don't know what the underarms are looking like right now. I can't really shave with this finger situation. Anyway, I do stuff like this with the crocodile clips. You know, you use them a lot. You probably have your hairdresser use them a lot too. And then, you know, you blow dry the rest of your hair or whatnot. Well, the reason why I'm talking about these now is because I have fallen in love with them for a different reason. I hate big giant clips on the back of my head because if I'm driving or if I go to sit down, I bump them, right? And they're really uncomfortable. Also, I have very thin hair, so a lot of the bigger clips don't work properly for me. The reason why they've become a favorite is because what I've really started doing, especially when I'm just like at home, you know, running errands and things like that, doing laundry, I pull all my hair up, and instead of grabbing a claw clip, I actually use these, and I just slide it in on my hair, and it holds everything up perfectly. I'm gonna try to turn around and see if you can see just a little bit here. So it holds it up that way. You can obviously flip it and do whatever you want with it. So I got to the point where I realized they were so comfortable and they hold my hair up so well that I wasn't getting headaches. The clips aren't sliding out of my hair. And then I realized a few times I had jumped in the car to go run errands and I had my hair up like this. So what I did was I popped into Ulta the other day and I realized that Kitsch actually makes these in an all black color, and then they make it in these what they are calling, I think, like a flesh tone color. So it's like 3 different shades, and really they're just more of like, I think one of them's more like this color, one of them is more of like a kind of like a neutral brown shade, that type of thing. And they're about $8 for the 3-pack. So what I decided I'm just going to go ahead and do is buy the like more neutral tone ones, and I'm just going to use them from now on instead of regular claw clips or any of the other trendy clips that keep popping up. These just work well for me. I mean, like I feel like I could go for a jog and this would hold up really well. And not to mention, I have owned these for, I don't even know, a couple of years now, and they don't break the same as some of my other claw clips do. They just hold up really well. So anyway, if you are struggling with regular hair clips, but you like to pull your hair up, you might want to give these ones a shot. Okay, I've got like 3 products left. 2 of them are food. One of them is mouthwash. So I used to use a different type of mouthwash, and the dentist no longer carries it, and it's hard to find. So I had a discussion with my dentist, and they said to try something like this, and I did. I bought this at Walmart, but you can get it at most regular you know, Targets, that type of stuff. So this is the Thera Breath, and I happened to grab the mild mint. Now they do have other options. I have not tried any of those yet. I just tried the mild mint, and it's 16 ounces, and it's about $8. I kind of like it. It's very different than a lot of the mouthwashes that you have tried before. If it like in terms of like Listerine or like those ones that are very sweet and kind of leave that coating of flavor in your mouth, this does not operate that way. And the best way that I can explain this to you is I feel like it almost has peroxide in it. And I know you're probably not supposed to put peroxide in your mouth, so I probably shouldn't know what that would taste like. But that's the best way I can explain it. It almost feels like it has an effervescence to it. And I think that's why I think of peroxide. And it's a very light, mild flavor. So I enjoy this actually. It took a few tries to kind of get used to it. And I also am worried about getting it on clothing. So I am very careful. It doesn't really say much about it as far as it bleaching anything, but I know that it says powered by oxygen. And so I just have this like oxy bleach kind of thing in my head, and I just don't want to get it on clothing. But I do like it. I think it's good. And so if you have been looking for a mouthwash and you don't want something that has like alcohol in it, you don't like things that are too sweet, this is definitely a different vibe, and I'm enjoying it. Last 2 items, food. Okay, I've talked about this in the past, so this is probably going to be like a perennial favorite whenever it comes out. This is the lemon curd from Trader Joe's specifically. So you will have to get it at Trader Joe's, or I don't know if Instacart or whatever would work for that. But it's about $3.99. It's in this beautiful heavy glass jar. You get 10.5 ounces of lemon curd, and it is absolutely phenomenal. I love this stuff. I eat it out of here like with a spoon. Love it on toast. You know, you can get as fancy as you want with it. I'm sure there's beautiful recipes, but I literally just eat it on bread most of the time. But it's delicious. And because it's so substantial and so nicely packaged, honestly, if you know somebody that likes lemon or enjoys things like this, I've gifted this before. It's just a lovely little, kind of like a no big deal hostess gift, or you can tuck it into a gift basket for, you know, maybe Mother's Day coming up, that type of thing, Father's Day. And it's seasonal. So if you like lemon curd or you know somebody who would want this, go to your local Trader Joe's and get this like ASAP, because it's not going to last forever. Love this stuff. Last item, and I only have an open bag, so I guess that's a good thing. I can show you what it looks like. This is the Siete brand, and it's the grain-free cinnamon chips. Now, these are the churro strips, they're calling them. Oh my gosh. Okay, they're gluten-free. They're made with avocado oil. They are, I guess, more of a clean version of a dessert or a chip. Siete brand makes so many like gluten-free items. You can get tortillas, you can get chips, different things like that. Cookies even too. So I obviously have the giant bag, and that's because they had them at Costco and they had them on like a great deal. So I just went ahead and took a chance. So glad that I did. They also are sold at places like Walmart and Target and a lot of grocery stores too. And you can buy small bags as well. So if you don't want to kind of get into this giant bag right away, I totally understand. They sell like little bags in some of the stores like Target for like a couple bucks. They also have what I call like the regular size chip bag for usually around $5. I bought this though, and it was on deal at Costco, and it was like $6. So, I mean, I wasn't going to complain. And I love them. They're so good. So what they look like is an actual kind of like a square tortilla chip, and they are made with cassava flour, and then they also have like coconut sugar, agave syrup, that kind of thing in them. But oh my gosh, they're one of those things that's really addicting. They actually smell like churros, and they have like the perfect crunch to them. They're just delicious. I'm sure you could make some fun dip and kind of make like a dessert dip out of them. But these just, you know, when you need a good snack or a dessert, but you really shouldn't be eating too much more for the day, or even in the afternoon, you want something good just to kind of tide you over. Just a handful of these does the trick because of the crunch, the sugar, the cinnamon, all of it. And then you don't really have to feel guilty, and they're gluten-free. So there's really just like win-win with all of these. That does it for April favorites. I didn't really have a fail to mention, so I guess that's a good thing. I'm going to ask you a question of the day, so you can answer it in the comments below. Are you a sweet or a salty snack person? I would have to say I always thought I was a salty snack person, but these are definitely changing my mind. I'm going to eat some more of these. All right, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you guys so much. Everything that I can link will be in the description box below. Make sure you hit like and subscribe before you go. And until next time, I'll see you soon.